My goal today is to show you a few things. First of all, I want to help you to choose your niche. I want to help you to choose your ideal client. And I want to teach you how you get clients in the door. How do you get clients to pay you? My goal is to show you how to build a coaching business, even if you do not have an online presence or a team right now. Okay? And this training will be beneficial for you today if you're just starting out as a coach, or if you already have clients and you want to move up to the next level. What you're going to learn? You're going to learn how to find your niche, and you need a niche. As a coach, you need a niche, and I'll talk more about that today. You will learn how to create your successful coaching business. So the coaching market is rising again, and you still have time to build a very successful coaching career. The global revenue of the industry is $4.5 billion, and it was in 2023. The industry will reach 6.2 by the end of this year. 6.2, can you imagine? So the online coaching market is expected to skyrocket to almost $12 billion by 2032. And the growing at compound annual growth rate at 14%. And today I want to show you what to do to live the life you deserve and to do what you love and to make money at it. And it all starts with understanding our algorithm. Online business, any online business, not only coaching business, any type of online business. Why I'm talking about online, why I'm using the word online? Because coaching and therapy also different in a way that coaching is mostly online. You coach people mostly online. With therapy, it's more likely that you still have to meet someone in person. But with coaching, you mostly work like I'm working with you right now, so you're working online. You need to understand that to build successful coaching practice, you need to understand these 5 stages or 5 steps of the process. The first one is lead generation. The second one is called KLT process, know, like, and trust process. The third one is conversion. The fourth is product delivery. And the fifth one is customer retention. And what is the mistake most coaches make in the very beginning of their career? They try to build everything at the same time. But as a coach, when you start your own business, you try to build all 5 processes at the same time, all 5 things at the same time. And this is a mistake. The success of the whole system, and this is called theory of constraints. If you're interested in the theory of constraints, there is an amazing book. It's called The Goal, and it was written by Eliyahu Goldratt. And the book is about theory of constraints. So what does the theory of constraints tell us? It tells us that the success of the whole system depends on one limiting element. Instead of working on all elements of a system at the same time, you should concentrate only on one limiting element. It's called a bottleneck. You need to concentrate on the bottleneck one step at a time. So what are the defining limitations in your coaching business? So usually, when you have a semi-working business, meaning that you are already in business, you look at your business, you think about your company, and you say, okay, with leads generation, maybe the process is not so good because I'm not getting enough leads, so I will put it as below average. The know, like, and trust process is average. The conversion is average. The product delivery is above average. The customer retention is above average. Okay, so what I need to focus on first, I need to fix the leads process. So this is how your thinking should work. What I'm trying to show you right now is the strategic view on the business. You look at your business, you evaluate your business based on 5 stages: leads, QLT, conversion, product delivery, and then how you decide what to fix first? You decide to fix first what is working the worst, which is if you make this assessment, you find that leads part is not the best part, so you kind of like fix it. When you just start a business, you have only two problems. Because when you just start a business, you don't have any process at all. Everything doesn't work. So the question is, what process is the first one to start with? And this is how you should think about it. When you start a business, you only have two problems. The first problem is no one to sell to, meaning that no leads. And second problem, no product to sell. You don't have any other problems than that. You see, that's two problems that you need to solve first. You don't have a product to sell, and you have nobody to sell the product to. So that's the first part. And then once you solved these two problems, your other problems will be conversion, QLT, and customer retention. And then you repeat this cycle all the time. And this is how you grow your business to millions and millions of dollars, by thinking about only 5 stages and fixing these stages one at a time. Let's start with the first problem, no one to sell to. That's, for example, you spend a day with me and now you roughly know how to be a coach for maybe 40 minutes, okay? So good job. And you're like, okay, I want to sell these 40 minutes. I know how to be a good coach for 40 minutes. I learned Steam. I'm going to go and sell Steam to people. How do I sell it if I don't have anyone to sell to? And that's the problem. Let's try to see how we solve this problem. The first thing you need to start with to solve this problem is called the niche. Now, why is it important? Coaching is different to therapy because coaching cannot be your first profession in life. To become a coach, you first had to do something else. With therapy, you can finish high school, you can go to the university, you can take psychology as your major, you can graduate with the degree in psychology, then you can go learn therapy and you can become a therapist. You know nothing about life, but you will know something about therapy as a result. With coaching, it's impossible to be a coach when you are 23 years old. There are no good coaches who are 23 years old. And again, those of you who are 23 years old, I'm very sorry. But probably coaching should not be your profession right now. You need to gain real life experience. What does it mean to gain real life experience? So, on one hand, you need to suffer a lot and solve your suffering in life. You need to try to do it yourself first. You need to marry the wrong man. You need to try to make a lot of mistakes. You need to try to go broke multiple times. So you are qualified to be a coach. The coach is a result of you suffering a lot and figuring out how not to suffer anymore. And then you can become a coach. What I'm saying very often about myself is that I'm not as smart as I seem. It's just that I stepped on every gardening tool I could, and now I know how not to step on them. So I'm smart not because I know what is right. I'm smart because I know what is wrong. And what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying not to be wrong. I'm not trying to be right. I'm just trying not to do what is wrong. And when you've done so much in your life that is wrong, everything that is left is right. So the coaching is your third or fourth profession in life. And this is important, and this will help you to understand your niche. What is niche? Niche is a category. The category of your expertise. And this is your niche. And we're going to talk about that right now. As a coach, you need a niche. Like you need a problem and clients you focus on. You cannot help everyone. You need just to focus on a narrow segment of people to be effective. There are some stories, fairy tales about how to choose a niche. One fairy tale is that you have to interview a lot of people and do an extensive research to define a niche. Another fairy tale is that you should not enter a competitive niche. Like if you believe that there are many coaches, you might think that you should not become a coach because there are many coaches. It's not true. If clients are saying that they don't have the money, you will not be able to earn in this niche. As you will be growing as a coach, almost everyone, will tell you it's not going to work. You're not going to make any money. And nobody will pay you the money for this service. People will tell you that. And you need to manage your mind to understand that this is not reality. This is their reality, but it's not your reality. And you don't have to be in their reality to be successful. To be successful, you need to be in your reality and build the world you believe in. Okay? So if clients tell you they don't have the money, sometimes it will stop you. Please do not allow anything to stop you. And also, many people think that if you choose your niche now, if you choose the category right now, it will be limiting you in the future. So when I was starting out as a coach, I worked with entrepreneurs only. I worked with very wealthy people. And I thought that, now I'm always stuck with working with only wealthy people. There is no way I can go and serve the bigger population to serve everyone else. It's not true. You can choose your niche and you can change your niche as many times as you wish. As long as you're clear on what you're doing, as long as you're clear on the process. Okay? So, also there are some stories that you need to choose the so-called hard niche. The soft niche is a niche that is not connected to the real, practical, hard result. The hard niche is when you get the hard, practical, material result. For example, if I'm telling you that I will teach you how to invest money and return 15% every year, it is going to be a hard niche. If I tell you how to go into the fitness and build a very strong body and lose fat, this is called a hard niche. Why? Because you can touch the result. The soft niche is when the result is not touchable. For example, I will help you improve your relationships in your family. You cannot touch the result. You can only feel the result. So hard niche is when you work with people and you promise them something they can touch, like literally they can see and touch. And soft niche is when you're promising something they can feel only, but they cannot touch. So there is a story, there is a fairy tale that only hard niches work and soft niches do not work. It's not true. Okay? I am myself in the soft niche and it works perfectly for me. Okay? So then another thing is you have to promise something big. Like you have to promise something that you cannot deliver. Basically, you need to cheat. You need to lie to people. It's not true. You don't need to cheat. You do not need to lie to people. And sometimes people say that you need to be visible. You need to be on social media. You need to have a website. You need to have a YouTube channel. Everyone should know about you. It's not true. I made my first $1 million and I did not have the website. Okay? So it's all BS. Like you should not trust anything people tell you. You always need to verify for yourself what is true and what is not. So a niche is not a limitation. Basically, niche helps your clients understand where the door to your world is. Like if I'm not focused on particular clientele, on particular category of people, nobody knows how I can help them. So I need to tell exactly who I help so they can know that I am their person. Okay? So imagine you approach a building and there's a big house and you try to enter the house. You see the windows, but there is no door. And you know that you're running late. You need to enter this house by, let's say, 2 p.m. But you go around and there is no door. The niche is a door to your house. Okay? When you have a lot of people passing by your house, if you want them to enter, you need to build a door. So the door is how your people know that you can help them. So there are only 3 categories and 10 subcategories to choose from as a coach. So you need to select one big category and one subcategory, and you will have a niche. So what are big categories? The first category is health. And health are 3 different types of health. It's a mental health, it's an emotional health, and it's a physical health. And it might be your category as a coach. As a coach, you can focus on mental health, emotional health, or physical health. When we talk about physical health, it's clear what is physical health, right? It's about the body. If your body is wounded, you know you need to fix it, you need to heal it, you need to heal the wound, you need to patch it, you need to clean the wound, you need to patch it. So what people do not understand is the difference between mental and emotional health. Mental health is about your brain working correctly. That's mental health. If your brain is working correctly, it means that you are mentally healthy. How do we know that your brain sometimes is not working correctly? Well, if the chemical balance of your brain is shifted, you might have problems like depression, for example. Depression is a result of the chemical disbalance in your body, and a lot of people are prone to depression because they don't have a certain gene in their DNA. And it's not 100% of the reasons why people get into depression. It's just like a little reason. It's called serotonin an uptake, which is your body is not as good as capturing serotonin and pushing it into your system. Okay, so that might be one of the reasons why people get into depression. There are also other reasons as well, but the mental health is about knowing how to help you get into functional mental state. Okay, the emotional health is different. Emotional health is when you either do not feel your emotions or you feel them to an extent that they knock you off. And usually it's the problem between perception of reality and your emotional regulation. So that's about emotional health. We as coaches, for example, me personally, I am in this category. I work in the category of emotional health as well. Okay, so that's about health. So then there is a money problem. And this is the second biggest problem that you can solve as a coach. And the money problem has 2 areas. People want either to make more money, and it might be different how you make more money. You can be a career coach, which is you help people move up the ladder or shift careers. You can be an executive coach, and you help someone become a better leader so they can get recognized and they will be earning more money, etc. Or you can help people save money. And you can teach people how to invest money. You can teach people what is called passive income, a lot of that. So usually when we work in the world of money, we either help people make more money, like become entrepreneurs, start their own businesses, or move up the career, or grow their businesses, or we help them save money and invest money. Okay, and that's the money coaching. And then finally, we have relationship coaching. And with relationships, we have 5 categories. We have relationships to our children. We have relationships to our loved ones, usually to our partners. We have relationships with our parents. We have relationships with our colleagues. And we have relationship with the social environment. And you can choose one of those as well, or a few of those as well. And these are pretty much your niches. So there are not many others. You just choose one of those, and if you can go even more narrow, for example, you choose emotional health, but you specialize on working with children. Boom, done. And that's your niche. Or you choose how to grow your money, how to make more money, and you specialize on working with entrepreneurs only. Boom, this is your niche. The question is, well, how do we exactly choose the niche? What if nothing pops out for you, and how do you actually choose one of those? Okay? So the way you can choose your niche is first by defining your ideal client. The niches can be connected. Moreover, what if I told you that niches do not matter, because the moment the person knows how to be the true self, all the problems will go away. Like, for me personally, I don't really care what problem the client has. I can help with all of them because I know the answer. And the answer is coming back to your true self. The question is, why do I still need to use the niche? And the answer is easy, because our clients need to see the door into the house. If I go to the world and if I say, I can help you with whatever you want, it's not going to really work for anyone. But if I start telling them about the exact problem they have, what they experience right now. For example, I'm a money coach and I help entrepreneurs grow their businesses. And I start telling them the story of the niche, which is, if you're an entrepreneur and you've been doing that for so many years, but your business is stuck and you're overwhelmed, you thought that you were going to become free and you started your own business to get to the freedom, but you are not free. You work as hard as ever and your business is not moving and you're not making enough money and your ends do not meet, right? If I tell that story, the entrepreneur will know that I am sending the signal to this person and I can help this particular person. He knows that in the noise of the world, there is a signal coming from me to this person and I can help. But if I just come and say, I can help the whole world, all you need to know is just come back to your true self and all your problems will disappear. It's not really a niche. People will think that I am just crazy. But if you cannot figure out your niche, there is another way how you can figure it out. And you start with defining your ideal client. And once you know your ideal client will tell you the niche. It works like this as well. So how do you figure out who your ideal client is? And I have 2 ways to do that. And again, look, I never told you that your ideal client is someone who can pay you a lot of money. That's not how we frame it. I tell you your ideal client is either you in the past or people you would love to be together with. That's your ideal client. And I'm going to tell you how it works. If you are 30 plus years old, in your life, there was a very big pain that you worked hard to solve, and this pain is still kind of like feels. It's almost solved. You're so far in solving the pain, but it's still kind of like real for you. You still remember how it was. Let's call it the biggest pain in your life. Okay? So for example, personally for me, one of the biggest pains in my life was how to pretend, how to stop wearing a mask of someone super successful and super strong and super effective, and how to become a very sensitive person as I am, emotional and empathetic person as I am. That was my pain. I wanted to stop being an actor and I wanted to become a real me. So that's the problem of my past. And I know how this problem can be solved. And I can go and help every man who is wearing a mask and who is pretending to be better than you are, who pretends to deserve the value while feeling not valuable. And I can help every person like that become a true self. So that's my client. That's my perfect client. Because I know this client better than anyone else. And then I'm like, when I know this client, I can think about the niche, right? What type of a niche it is. And it looks like relationships to others, but also emotional health. So it looks like two of those things, more likely. Okay, so, but the niche can be also different. I can say, I built a very successful career as a marketer before. I worked for big companies. And then out of that, I created my own business. So I can say, I can help corporate executives transition from working for a boss to becoming their own boss. This is also my past, and this is also the problem I solved. And if it's big, if it's really big for me, I can focus on that problem, if I feel resonance. Now, I want you to describe your ideal client as a part of a group of people. For example, who's your client? Mother of school-aged children, or ambitious woman in the middle of corporate career, or entrepreneur aged 40 plus, or couples on the brink of divorce. For example, I can say my clients, you remember people I want to surround myself with, my client is a 40 plus or 30 plus male and female seeker who are tired, sick and tired of pretending to be someone else. What is the real problem your ideal client is trying to solve? How do you answer this question? Try answering those questions first. What are they anxious about? What does not work in their lives? What should happen for them to become happy? I will make an example. You remember I told you that one of the biggest problems in my life that I solved was moving from someone wearing a mask to someone who's being unapologetically myself. And Mesut yesterday had this problem as well. What is the problem? What is really the problem? How do we see this problem in life? And here is what is the problem. I'm going to tell you. The reason we are wearing a mask and we are pretending is because we think it's going to work. We think that this is how we will achieve a certain level of success in life. But when we see that even though all these years we were pretending, our life is still horrible. And you stop in your tracks and you're like, what? Hold on. All these years, I've been living someone else's life, I've been wearing a mask, and I've been pretending, and my life is still a disaster. So that's a problem. This is how you define a problem. That it doesn't work. My life doesn't work with the mask I'm wearing. There's something wrong. So when you think about your ideal clients, try to define this problem as practically as possible. For example, if you help with weight loss, it's easy. Like you have a belly, you have fat in your body, aesthetically doesn't work, but it also is not good for your health, for example. And so first of all, very important, I'm not like body shaming anyone. You know, that's important. Like I'm not shaming anyone. I'm just saying if you decide to choose it as your career, if you just decide to be a weight loss coach, this is how you define the problem. Dear client, you look in the mirror, you don't like what you see. Number two, you know that it's not good for your heart, it's not good for your liver, whatever, right? So this is how you just define the problem. And you can use any client and you will see the real practical problem, and you need to state the real practical problem as much as you can. And the way you find the problem is by answering these three questions. So try to take a pen and a notepad and write down what are they really anxious about, what does not work in their lives, and what should happen to them so they become happy. And the last question is the most important one. What should happen so they become happy? What should happen so they become happy? In the case with my clients will become happy when they express their true selves without compromises and apologies. This is when they will become very, very happy in life.